very good morning. This is the Football Show. Huge breaking news this morning, which could have massive repercussions for the Premier League. The European Court of Justice has ruled that UEFA and FIFA banning clubs joining breakaway competitions like the European Super League are unlawful. Now, we're going to explain exactly what this could mean. We're going to be very shortly live to Cave Solihull to take you through exactly what this means, what the findings are today, and what that effect it will have on teams in... Now, UEFA and FIFA rules banning clubs joining breakaway competitions like the European Super League are unlawful, the European Court of Justice has ruled. Let's go live to Cave Solihull. Goodness me, Cave. Just explain these findings for us then. So, Cave, that's what we know now, but what could it mean, actually? What for the future of football? Do you reckon another attempt at a breakaway? Because they can. Continuing for Bernd Rijkaard, the chief executive of the A22, of course, promoting the concept of a new European League. What about him? Have we heard anything from A22 yet, or Bernd himself? But what do you reckon, Cave, then? We're going to have this news conference, you said, in around about 40 minutes or so. Do you expect the same kind of proposals, do you think, from A22? Do you expect something to come from this with a big announcement? Right, James and I here to have a little chat with Sam Vokes. Just before we do, I just want to remind you of the big breaking news with UEFA and FIFA rules, of course, banning clubs joining these breakaway competitions like the European Super League tried to do. They said that is actually unlawful. The European Court of Justice has ruled. We're going to be back with Cave Solihull. We're going to be getting a bit more reaction to that. And Sam Vokes is delighted that we're not going to be chatting to him about, have released their own statement saying, although the promoters of the Super League claim that this judgment is in their favour, the reality is that the CJEU has been clear in stating that it does not mean that a competition such as the Super League project must necessarily be approved. The court, having been asked generally about the FIFA and UEFA rules, does not rule on that specific project in its judgment. Now, La Liga, the only league involved in the proceedings, welcomes this statement, which is in line with the formal position expressed by an unprecedented 23 EU and EEA national governments who joined the football and sporting community at large in defending the football pyramid against secessionist models such as the so-called European Super League. Regardless of this ruling, the entire football ecosystem, including players, coaches, leagues, federations or clubs, have already spoken out loud and clear to say they do not desire a model that perpetuates the participation of a privileged few, restricting the pinnacle of European football to an elite rather than an open sport for all. The creation of a league designed to enrich the wealthiest clubs and concentrate power to a small number of privileged teams would also result in the loss of tens of thousands of jobs and drastically reduce tax revenues for public coffers across the continent. We urge the European Commission to activate the necessary mechanism to introduce legislative measures that protect European football from future similar attacks. I'm sure we'll have plenty more ahead of this and what it means as well. Jane's still with me on the Football Show, and we'll welcome back in Michael and Henry as well, and bring you some football action too. Clubs joining breakaway competitions like the European Super League are unlawful, the European Court of Justice has ruled. This morning we've heard statements of support of this decision from both Barcelona and Real Madrid. We've also had a response from UEFA